Have you been tucking yourself into bed without a worry in the world? Our Earth seems like a relatively safe and sound place, doesn't it? Well, not really. Our planet is home to so many wild and disastrous places. There is an abundance of dangerous places around the world. From war-shattered countries, disaster-prone countries, to mysterious and scary lands, we have it all. 1. Syria. Ranked first among the world's most dangerous places around the world, Syria is a country in Western Asia. Known to be a consistent target for wars and the chaos that follows, the inhabitants always live in fear of encountering death. Ongoing violent conflicts cause severe destruction to life and property. Even if the country attempts to recover from the damage, it will again be reduced to bits and pieces very soon. Syria has experienced bombardments of residential areas, lengthy sieges, chemical weapon attacks, starvation, and medical care deprivation. Completely war-torn, this country is a very dangerous place to live in. Despite being an important historical site of the Middle East, it is not entirely safe for visitors either. Danger feature, war. 2. Snake Island, Brazil. With an official name of Ilha de Queimada Grande, the Snake Island is situated off the coast of São Paulo in Brazil. It is one of the most dangerous places in the world to travel to and live in due to an alarming number of snakes. This island is the only place on the planet that houses the deadly golden lancehead viper. With a venom so powerful that it can melt human flesh, just a thought of this snake can send chills down your spine. Owing to the inescapable levels of danger on the island, the Brazilian government has banned visitors here. Danger feature snakes. 3. Danakil Desert, East Africa. Spread across northeastern Ethiopia, southern Eritrea, and northwestern Djibouti is the Danakil Desert of East Africa. Known far and wide for its volcanoes and geysers that give out many toxic gases and unbearable heat, this desert is one of the most adverse and most dangerous places around the world. Daytime temperatures often surpass the extremes of 50 degrees Celsius, making it a gruesome place to visit or live in. Also, Eritrea is very prone to many inhuman conflicts, elevating the levels of danger here. These conflicts even increase the risk of getting kidnapped. Either natural or human-made, hazards and disasters abound in the Danakil Desert. Danger feature kidnapping, volcanoes and geysers. Sahel, North Africa. Bordering the famous Sahara Desert of Africa is the region of Sahel. Several decades before, this region was nowhere close to the word danger. The recent times have converted it to an extremely uninhabitable place. Humans have exploited the area's limited water resources. Instead of making fair use of their resources, they have been very careless exploiting it. This has resulted in continued large-scale desertification of the land. No form of life can thrive here for long due to the unavoidable risk of drought and famine. For 12 years, between 1972 and 1984, more than 1 lakh people had to breathe their last because of drought. The Sahel is a classic example of the kind of damage people do to themselves in the long run so that they can experience momentary satisfaction. Danger feature drought. Oymyakon, Russia. Thousands of miles towards the east of Moscow, located in the heart of Siberia, is the Russian village of Oymyakon. Having scarily low temperatures for a permanently inhabited place, it is one of the coldest places in the world. The lowest temperature to be recorded here was -71.2 degrees Celsius or -96.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Only 500 people live here with great difficulty and barely manage to survive the harsh weather conditions. They live on the edge, unsure of whether their bodies will sustain them until the next morning. Mobile phones do not function in such cold climates, and hardly any crops grow here. Danger feature extremely low temperatures. Alagoas, Brazil. Imagine living in a place where you never know when and by whom you will be minced into pieces and forced to leave the world. This is the coastal state of Alagoas in Brazil for you. A few important metropolises of Brazil, such as Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo, are known to have a very high crime rate. However, in spite of its small size and low popularity, Alagoas has the highest rate of murders in the whole of Brazil, and most possibly even in the entire world. Though this state houses only about 3 million inhabitants, more than 2,000 people are killed every year. This should be very alarming for all visitors as well. Danger feature crime. 7. Monrovia, Liberia. Having one of the African continent's worst slums, the West Point, Monrovia is the capital of the country of Liberia. Regardless of the rough living conditions, about 75,000 people crowd this slum. Infested with epidemics of cholera, crime, drug abuse, teenage prostitution and severe deprivation of sanitation facilities, the West Point is an uncontrolled, merciless slum. Monrovia suffers from severe environmental hazards, such as floods and pollution. Almost every breath taken here can be a very tiring struggle. Truly, one of the most dangerous places in the world to live in and travel to, Monrovia needs to be handled with care. Danger feature: poverty and ensuing conditions. 8. Mount Sinabung, Indonesia. Located on the Indonesian island of Sumatra, Mount Sinabung is an active stratovolcano. It is a dangerous place to live in or to visit because severely damaging eruptions occur here frequently. When these eruptions occur, thousands of people are left without shelter or livelihood. Several nearby towns and villages have been painfully covered in lava and ash an umpteen number of times. The most recent eruptions occurred in 2010, 2013, 2014, 2015 and 2016. These have been the cause of the deaths of many dozens of people. The area around Mount Sinabung is always on high alert, but nothing much can be done for its safety. Danger feature: volcanic eruptions. 9. North Korea. Considered to be a totalitarian dictatorship, North Korea is a country in Eastern Asia. It is known to have the worst provisions for human rights. Locals and tourists both can be arrested for matters that those living in democratic countries consider normal. This country can be particularly dangerous for American tourists due to the worsening relations between North Korea and the United States. With only 15 approved haircuts and 3 television channels, North Korea is a place where human feces are used as a fertilizer. Also, punishment for crime goes on for 3 generations here. Intimidating, this country is a difficult place to live in and travel to. Danger feature: deprivation of essential human rights. 10. Skeleton Coast, Namibia. With a reputation of being one of the deadliest and most dangerous places around the world, the Skeleton Coast is situated along the Atlantic coast of Namibia. This inhospitable piece of land derives its name from the skeletal remains of whales and seals scattered all along the coastline. Many shipwrecked sailors and other people have also lost their lives here due to the harshness of the local environment. Unless you want to take the risk of turning into bare bones without any flesh or breath, this is not the place for you. Danger feature: harsh environment. 11. Lake Natron, Tanzania. Situated at the base of a mountain in Tanzania's Gregory Rift, Lake Natron has very deadly waters, making it one of the most dangerous water bodies in the world. The water can reach temperatures of up to a killing 60 degrees Celsius, or 140 degrees Fahrenheit. With a pH between 9 and 10.5, this lake is oversaturated with salt. Its condition is so cruel that it can calcify dead bodies, burn the skin of animals and humans, and strip ink off printed materials. The waters of Lake Natron are gruesomely corrosive. Danger feature: deadly water condition. 12. Guatemala, Central America. A country in Central America, south of Mexico, Guatemala has many volcanoes, rainforests, and Mayan sites. It is very well known for an extremely high crime rate. However, other reasons also make it a very dangerous place for living and travel. The location and topography of this place make it prone to a minimum of 3 types of severe natural disasters. These are mudslides, earthquakes, and hurricanes. In the year 1976, an earthquake of 7.5 magnitude took the lives of 23,000 people here. Another place with both natural and human-made dangers, Guatemala is a terrifying area. Danger feature: crime and natural disasters. 13. Naples, Italy. Famed far and wide for its stunning architecture and delicious local cuisine, Naples is one of the largest cities in Italy. Despite its several positive aspects, it has a major downside to it as well. Considered to be one of the world's biggest death traps, Naples rests on a ginormous supervolcano that is named Campi Flegrei. Several reputed and trusted scientists believe that any minor eruption of this volcano can kill the millions of people inhabiting this area. The people who live here and those who go for a visit always have to live their lives on the brink, as they cannot know when the volcano will erupt and end everything. Danger feature: volcanic eruptions. 14. Sana'a, Yemen. One of the oldest and consistently inhabited cities in the world, Sana'a is the capital of Yemen. At the height of 2,300 meters, it is very famous for being one of the highest elevated capital cities in the world. Through unnecessary acts of violence, any place can be turned into a battleground. This is the story of Sana'a as well. All of its pleasant attributes tend to get overshadowed by the gloom of terror, panic and negativity. Constant bombings, assassinations and unpredictable random acts of terrorism make Sana'a one of the most dangerous places to live around the world. Danger feature: violence. 15. Mailu-Suyu, Kyrgyzstan. A uranium mining town in southern Kyrgyzstan, Mailu-Suyu is one of the most radioactive places in the world. Housing about 23,000 people in its area, this town poses huge risks for those living here. Mailu-Suyu is the place where 10,000 tons of uranium was processed for the Soviets' nuclear programs. Consistent exposure to radioactive chemicals can retard the growth and cause many deficiencies and deficits in the many generations of people here. There is a heightened risk of radioactive contamination here due to the frequent occurrences of earthquakes, landslides and floods. Excessive protection is needed to survive in Mailu-Suyu, without which there can be large-scale destruction and damage to life. So it is one of the most dangerous places around the world. Danger feature: radioactivity and natural disasters. 16. Manaus, Brazil. Housing around 2 million people, Manaus is a metropolis in Brazil. Though crime is very much prevalent here, the conditions and frequencies are not as worse as those of the country's other municipalities. The greatest dangers of Manaus lie elsewhere. Manaus is situated right in the middle of the dense Amazon rainforest, increasing the levels of danger here. Its location on the bank of the mighty Amazon River magnifies risks to the people inhabiting this area. Home to several deadly creatures, this river could suck the life out of anybody who dares to venture into its waters. Piranhas, anacondas, deadly eels, and many other life-threatening animals live here. The sharing waters with such creatures only goes on to establish Manaus as one of the most dangerous places around the world. Danger feature: crime and dangers of the Amazon River.
What's something people don't know about Dalol, Ethiopia? Resting in northern Ethiopia, Dalol is one of the remotest and lowest places in the world. With its annual temperature averaging around 34.6 degrees Celsius, or 94.3 degrees Fahrenheit, this town is one of the hottest inhabited places on Earth. The underground water here cannot be used for any purpose as it is very acidic and salty. With geysers that let out extremely toxic gases, Dalol is a major danger zone. This place is known as a ghost town for its very isolated location. Danger feature: extremely high temperatures and natural dangers. 18. Bermuda Triangle, North Atlantic. One of the most popular and dangerous places around the world, the Bermuda Triangle is a much feared area. It is a very vaguely defined stretch of the Atlantic Ocean, roughly triangulated between Florida, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda. For several years, the Bermuda Triangle has become famous for many mysterious disappearances. These disappearances have been justified with many possible reasons ranging from magnetic force to aliens. Although most of these cases have been given logical and rational explanations, some of them still remain a mystery. One of the most dangerous places to travel to, the Bermuda Triangle, is for those who are built of curiosity and adventure. Danger feature: Mysterious disappearances. 19. Lake Nyos, Cameroon. Standing on the hot seat of volcanic activity, Lake Nyos is located in northwestern Cameroon. Carbon dioxide leaks from beneath the ground make volcanic eruptions hazardous here. When a limnic eruption occurs, the carbon dioxide gas bursts from beneath the lake and forms a deadly cloud. As known, this gas is heavier than air, and when it descends, it pushes a lot of the oxygen away. Due to this, much suffocation is caused in the area that can lead to several deaths of people and animals. When two eruptions happened in the 1980s, they stole the lives of over 1,700 people and 3,500 livestock around the place. Danger feature volcanic eruptions. 20. North Sentinel Islands, India. Popular for its picturesque landscape, splendid beaches, and captivating nature, the North Sentinel Island is an island that politically belongs to India. Even with its stunning views, this island is one of the most dangerous places in India. The inhabitants of this place are some of the most unwelcoming people in the world. They are very hostile towards any outsiders. The people turn to violence at the sight of a different person outside their clan. They prefer to stay with their own people and refuse to establish contact with anyone else. Not an ideal place to travel to, the North Sentinel Island is very dangerous. Danger feature, violent inhabitants. Burkina Faso, West Africa. A tiny landlocked country in the area of West Africa, Burkina Faso is known far and wide for its terrorist attacks. Incidents of kidnapping are also very common here. Several cruel attacks have been made on restaurants, cafes, hotels, and other places where a huge crowd tends to accumulate. A few major terrorist attacks were also conducted by terrorist groups belonging to the neighboring countries of Niger and Mali. Relatively free from natural dangers, Burkina Faso is the hub of human violence and offensive behavior. The main danger here is terrorism. Haiti. One of the greatest hurricane-prone countries in the world, Haiti is the third largest country in the Caribbean after Cuba and the Dominican Republic. The hurricanes here are very deadly by nature. The danger of this area does not stem only from hurricanes, but extreme poverty as well. Houses here are built on floodplains, providing for a pretty unsafe environment. The natural defenses, such as forests, have also become degraded to a great extent. The economy of this place is also not very stable enough to manage and provide for warning systems or flood defenses. As a result, Haiti is an extremely dangerous place in the Caribbean. Danger feature hurricanes and poverty. Fukushima, Japan. The Fukushima prefecture on the Japanese island of Honshu suffered from one of the greatest and worst nuclear disasters of all time in March 2011. After a very devastating earthquake and tsunami, a nuclear power plant exploded here, causing amplified damage to life in this area. Even on this day, several years after the tragic incident occurred, extremely high levels of harmful radiation are being recorded here. This radiation has caused severe deformities in the people and animals living in this area. Truly, Fukushima is one of the most dangerous places to live in the entire world. Danger feature aftermath of the nuclear disaster. Death Valley, California. Situated near the border of Nevada and California, Death Valley derives its name from a very terrible reason. Extremes of temperatures prevail in this valley, causing great uneasiness to people living here and to those who come unprepared for the harsh weather conditions. Summers are uncomfortably hot here, with temperatures reaching up to 56.7 degrees Celsius, or 134 degrees Fahrenheit. Winters in this area reach dangerously low temperatures, threatening the lives of humans and animals here. Also, storms in the mountains surrounding Death Valley can easily cause sudden flooding. Danger feature extreme temperatures and storms. Fraser Island, Australia. Known for its many stunning beaches with white sand and pristine waters, Fraser Island in Australia is also among the top dangerous places around the world. This remote island is home to many poisonous spiders and extremely aggressive wild dingo dogs. The waters are also infested with deadly jellyfish and sharks. Wildly beautiful indeed, Fraser Island is for the true daredevils. Danger feature: deadly creatures. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and follow for more fascinating content.